Drew McIntyre tossing him out. Sami Zayn tossing him out. Roman Reigns. I'm especially tossing Roman Reigns out.
Eric made the tag. Dominik doesn't realize Eric is the legal man. He's gonna now. Here we go. The War Machine. The Raiders retain the tag titles.
Seth Rollins got my name in his mouth. Gunther got my name in his mouth. So now Saturday, I know what I need to do. I'm gonna throw all they asses over the top rope, and I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, Oos. And then I'm gonna go on to main event WrestleMania and become the new World Heavyweight Champ. And his name is Main Event Jey Uso. Jeez.
Went for the haluva kick, nobody home. McIntyre scoops him up, shoulders down, uses the ropes for his advantage. Ref doesn't see it, McIntyre wins. And I wants to continue to beat the hell out of Sami Zayn.
Cheating the win wasn't enough for Drew. 20 minutes on.
Well, Sami's got some backup. Cody Rhodes, the WWE Champion with a Cody Cutter to McIntyre. Oh my God, Pat, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens blocking Rhodes. They meet Saturday in the ladder match for the WWE title. That's Cody Rhodes in the corner barking at him. Oh no! Sami Zayn with a haluva kick to Rhodes. And I mean, that had to be an accident. That had to be an accident again.
I don't know, Cole. Once, maybe. Back-to-back weeks, accidental haluva kicks.
So tell me, friend, tell me, what's next for me?
Okay, I'll tell you what's next for you. You get to sleep in your own bed tonight, and that's rare in this business, especially when you're running as hard as you are. But I bet you're not gonna sleep at all, because chances are you got an early call time, and you're gonna be doing media and promotion for what is the biggest match of your entire career at the Royal Rumble against Kevin Owens. If you make it past Kevin Owens, one of the toughest SOBs in that locker room, a little bit deranged, but somebody who used to be your friend, so you're gonna be too emotional. If you make it past him, well then there's the next show. There's Raw. And then there's SmackDown, and we're on Netflix, and it's bigger than ever. Somebody is gonna be busting their ass chasing you. Somebody is gonna be getting into the best shape of their life. Somebody is gonna win the Royal Rumble, and they're gonna see you in the main event of WrestleMania. And while you're on the way down, they're on the way up, and they're going to take that belt from you. And that's the good news, Cody.
Oh, that's the good news.
Yeah.
That's the good news. Please, tell me the bad news.
The bad news is that somebody is me.
We were in this ring, some of your peers in that locker room, and they were chanting your name. You were still the man, and we were chasing you.
Our dynamic, you and I, this relationship, it's completely changed. And you know why? I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me.
This is the Wrestle Radio Show.
This is the Wrestle Radio Show live on YouTube for the first episode. Sean Prez, Chess in the building. What up, my guy?
Hey, man, what's going on, bro? It's good stuff, man. I love it.
Listen, man, I was doing some work while the broadcast was going on. I was getting all these good sound bites because a lot of stuff happened on Raw. This was
Right.
this is what we call the go home edition of Monday Night Raw before we go to the Royale Rumble this Saturday, coming from Indianapolis. A lot of stuff happened on the show. I know you said you missed the first portion of it, but we had an amazing promo between Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and Gunther, the ring general. And then we had what was the match of the night, which really should have been the main event. It was the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day in Dominik, Mysterio, and J.D. McDonagh. Let me just say, JD McDonagh, he's the unsung hero of the show, man.
Okay.
This man looked like he almost died doing a backflip moonsault off the second rope, and he hit the indestructible announce table with the back of his head and immediately got up. Got up.
Wow.
This guy's a heel, and they were cheering him. He got over with the crowd tonight, man. JD McDonagh, man. Shout out to JD McDonagh.
The people appreciate good work, man.
That's it, man. That's it.
The people appreciate good work. We do.
Yeah. It was good to be back in Atlanta one more time. Last time we were here was for Bad Blood, which was actually the start of this Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes saga, which is coming to, I guess we can say it's coming to a head, and there's a lot of foreshadowing on what's on the road to WrestleMania.
Man, this is, I think, the show tonight. Definitely a good go home. As we get into it, you guys will hear more as we get into it. Definitely a good go home to the Royal Rumble. After Saturday night's main event, they definitely came through tonight.
Yeah. I think you can say that the infomercials are somewhat coming to an end. We had the Netflix debut. Then we had 2 weeks of kind of mediocre Monday Night Raw leading up to Saturday night's main event, which was another infomercial. And the only thing I could say is that this was an opportunity to pick up those Lats fans, those people that don't realize that pro wrestling is cool once again.
Gotcha.
So let's start with this tag team match, man. It was a tag team championship match. I like that they have these championship matches on Monday Night Raw, either before or after the pay-per-view. Because a lot of times, I remember the dark days when we used to have these really, really long cards of 7, 8, 9 matches. And then things just wound up getting lost in the shuffle.
Okay.
Things would get lost in the shuffle. Like if this was on the pay-per-view, we already have a 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY, heel DIY, and the Motor City Machine Guns. So this match, it wasn't on the radar at all between JD McDonagh and Dominik Mysterio versus War Machine, which is a fantastic tag team. This match reminded me a lot of height NXT Black and Gold era. That's what this match tonight gave me. This match gave me the Revival versus Undisputed era. This match tonight gave me Adam Cole versus Aleister Black level vibes.
One thing I'll say, like, the War Raiders, they've been around for a good while. If you don't know, like, how they even got to the NXT, most times they came through Ring of Honor. So, like, if you were familiar with the early Ring of Honor days, the War Raiders, they're good workers, man. Like, they just never had the opportunity to really work the style of match that they could work. And then they kept messing with their name too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, their name in Ring of Honor was War Machine, but I'm good with the War. They kind of came to a middle ground with the War Raiders. I'm good with the War Raiders. But I think that, I know that they could work, you know what I'm saying? And with, Dominik Mysterio and JD McDonagh, who also can work. And Dominik, man, shout out to Dominik Mysterio. Man, Dominik Mysterio, man, he's really showing his growth, man. You could put him in any angle, any type match, anything, man, and the match just goes over well. I got to give it to Dominik Mysterio, man. Listen, a belt is coming, a major title is coming his way very soon.
Absolutely. This is definitely going to be the year of Dominik Mysterio. Last year, he got some love with the North American Championship on NXT. He stepped up, but I got to say, he got carried tonight, Chess. When you get a chance, go back on Netflix, because if you go back on Netflix, it's commercial free, first of all. Go back and watch this match again. This was JD McDonagh's night. He was the MVP. He was Shea Sean Barkley tonight. That's the best way I could describe JD McDonagh. They always get JD to do the big spots. They always put JD on the ladder to go through the tables and stuff like that. This was not part of the plan tonight. This man showed up. He showed out. Shout out to Chris in the chat. What's up, Chris? Good to see y'all. Hey, man, make sure you guys hit the chat if you guys are watching live on YouTube. We would love to get your thoughts on who you think had match of the night. What were the standout moments? I know the show was flooded. It was flooded with a lot of declarations. It started off with Seth Rollins coming out and painting a picture of him winning the Royal Rumble and painting the picture that he would fight Gunther. He would throw over Roman Reigns, all this other kind of stuff, which is nothing but speculation station. And then out of nowhere, we got a wild Pokemon named Logan Paul that came and walked up in the room, who got Dom level heat. They weren't happy to see a Logan Paul tonight. Almost called him Dirty Logan.
Oh my goodness.
It was wild. I'm not getting much substance from Logan yet. I'm happy that he's on the show, but I think sometimes when he goes away, there's a reset. There's a reset. It's not sticking just yet. Logan's got to do something in order to remind the people. You know, it's a what have you done for me lately?
Well, I just think that, it's just one of them things where he was at a good height. He was doing this thing and he kind of went away. And remember, he said that he said he wasn't coming back. Yeah. But obviously in wrestling, that never means they're not coming back. You're always coming back. It doesn't matter, man. Like, you're always coming back. So I just think that, he just need a program that's going to highlight what he does best. But I like Logan Paul because, he's the true heel. Like, the people don't like him. I love it. That's what you want. Everybody can't be a baby face. Everybody can't be the cool heel. Somebody has to be a heel out of this thing. Yeah. So I'm not mad at Logan Paul. Like, in the end, but I will say this, man. I commend him, for us as a fan. I'm not a professional, but as a fan, his matches are fine. Like, I don't see, usually when people come from the outside, quote unquote, and come into wrestling, the matches are sometimes kind of hard to watch. But you don't get that feeling with Logan Paul. Like, Logan Paul actually puts on a cool match for us to look at. It works out. Yeah. But give him a chance. Let him get his feet wet. Welcome to Netflix, Logan Paul. We're here. Let's get his feet wet. Let's see what he does, without the belt.
Logan, he always has these really good moments in the Royal Rumble. Last thing that comes to mind of Logan Paul in the Rumble was that spot he did with Ricochet, who's not there this year. But I mean, who's going to help Logan, have that height? Is it going to be a Kofi Logan spot? Or, is it a high spot, or is this going to be more of kind of like a storytelling element of where Logan's going to go? Because, I mean, it seems obvious the internet's brewing, and they're saying that it's going to be Logan and Gunther. That's what everybody's calling for. But, I mean, I don't know. Is that what you want to see? Is that
not pick? Necessarily, but, let it play out. I don't necessarily want to see Logan Paul versus Gunther. That's not my, I don't know. I don't have no interest in it, but you never know, Hey, Gunther's another guy who can work, man. Gunther's a great worker, man. He can work, man. Yeah. It's believable. So
on Busted Open, they threw out some names of people they thought could win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
What I want to do on this moment is I want to throw out some names of who could go up against Gunther post Royal Rumble. All right.
Okay.
Logan Paul.
All right. For WrestleMania?
Yeah, like these will be challengers for Gunther.
Okay. No. I mean, I hear you, but no.
Okay. And chat, you guys can put in the chat as well who you think could go up against Gunther. John Cena. What do you think about that one?
I can see that.
Okay. All right.
I can see that happening. One, because it's his last run. I feel like the Universal title, they're not going to give him that. So this secondary world title could be something that they could put him, put on him, and then, he'll get rid of it,
All right. Next name we got is Sami Zayn.
They're not going to do that. They already gave Sami a win already.
But it could be a WrestleMania rematch.
It's not happening.
Not happening. Okay. All right. Last name I got.
Listen, not for the world title.
Not for the world title.
Right.
But you see Sami Zayn winning and going for the Universal?
No.
Okay. So not winning at all.
Saying that, yeah, no, not at all. He had, I'll say this: they gave Sami a win already at WrestleMania. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He's a WrestleMania main eventer, as he quoted to one.
Yeah, I got him right. I hear all that, but I'm just saying I don't think they're going to give me. I don't think. Not at this juncture. No.
Okay. Doc says it's going to be John Cena versus Gunther. Is that what you're saying, Doc?
That's what he said.
Okay.
I mean, I told you. I feel like that's the only way this announcement of him making the final run ends. I feel like that's the best way, or that's the best one. That's the best title to get if he's going to get a world title.
Now, the reason I'm focusing more on Gunther is because there's definitely a shift in how things are looking for the Universal Championship.
Right.
You have CM Punk coming out at the end of the show and making it very clear that he has his intentions of going up against Cody Rhodes in the main event, which is kind of in the vein of what CM Punk wants. He wants the main event, but he doesn't want a night one main event. If CM Punk is going for the title, he's going for the Hollywood belt. If you remember what it was called last year. And I've always liked this dynamic. I've always looked at John Cena as the Superman of the ruthless aggression era, right?
Uh-huh.
And CM Punk during that time, he was the Batman of the ruthless aggression era. And now it looks like Cody Rhodes is kind of taking on that torch. Now we have CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. This dynamic is going to get vicious. I think this whole thing with Kevin Owens is really just kind of like a warm-up in a sense for Cody, because it's giving him some kind of edge. And I think that's the way to go. All right, Chris says, I'll be honest, I think we're getting another tribal chief run as champ, but I don't think it will be as long as the first one.
I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
I'll agree with that in the sense of if he does get the belt, it's not going to be as long as the first one. I also, let me just throw this in since we're talking about Gunther. Remember, there is the portal, right?
Which is over.
Who says
as of Sunday?
Who says that the tribal chief don't fight Gunther?
Wow. Wow.
One. Now you have a universal champ, which is legitimate, but putting the tribal chief on that world title gives it more legitimacy.
Yeah. And
puts it on the same level, somewhat, as the universal title.
Yeah.
Who says that the tribal chief doesn't go over there and do that? Come on. And who wouldn't want to see the tribal chief versus Gunther? So that's a great match.
I remember saying this last year. I thought something that we slept on, or something that had potential to really go off, was an Imperium versus Bloodline faction. And I mean, it could work. I mean, like, Gunther stepped out of I don't want to say the shadow. He kind of dropped his weight. Now I feel like even saying weight is a bad way in order to talk about what Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci have done. But yeah, I think the two of those guys, they could definitely step up. It's going to be a hard hitting match. It's definitely going to be. It'll be a change of pace for Roman for sure.
I mean, listen, so who says that that doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Now I do have another name I throw out. We had a discussion off of before y'all guys came on YouTube. Main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all go look at Raw tonight. Tonight's thing is the fact that y'all look at Raw tonight. Tonight's thing is that if you didn't understand the popularity, understand the fan participation behind Jey and what the crowd, who the crowd loves and what they really want, tonight will definitely tell you the impact that Jey has on the WWE. And there is no way that he doesn't walk out of WrestleMania with some kind of belt. If it's not the world title, the Intercontinental title, the US, they got to give him a belt. there's no way he doesn't walk out with a singles title. I'm sorry.
So you're saying Jay's going to walk out of the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, with a singles title?
He should.
Okay. So
I just feel like it does us a disservice as a fan for him not to walk out. Being as though that he won the title at one time and they took it away from him, like a week later, a couple of days later, or something like that.
Yeah,
they teased us.
He played hot potato with Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so you get what I'm saying? I just feel like, hey man, there is no way Jay doesn't walk out with a singles title at WrestleMania. There's no way. Come on, y'all.
I think it needs a feel good moment. Jay didn't really have his WrestleMania moment last year. It was a lot of anticipation that that brother versus brother, which probably had one of the best promos last year at WrestleMania. But it kind of, I feel like Braun hasn't really had the chance to really step up. And as much as I want to see Jay as a singles champion, if he's not doing the World Heavyweight Championship, I don't want him to go back to the Intercontinental Championship. I feel like that's a spot for Ludwig Kaiser.
I mean, I hear you, but sometimes those belts kind of help out as you propel to the next level. That's what those titles are there for.
Okay.
Sometimes when you got like the CM Punks, the Drew McIntyres in the upper echelon at the moment, you know what I'm saying? The secondary titles kind of help.
Yeah.
Just satisfy the appetite, and it brings that title to the next level too.
So what about
the stars on that?
What about Sheamus? Every time we have these big matches, or these Saturday nights main event, all these different things that pop up, we keep having Sheamus come up, and he just doesn't get the big one. How many more times can Sheamus take that shot?
I guess they don't believe in him or something.
But why keep bringing him that close?
Well, because Sheamus, but Sheamus well, shout out to him just coming back. Like he's come back now, and really doing this thing. We missed him. He was going for a good while, being injured. And so, I don't know, man. I just think that, I hear what you're saying. Like, how many times we going to get teased with him doing something? And I just think that, I don't know. For some reason, they don't get behind him.
See, this is a good problem to have, is because we have a lot of qualified main eventers.
Right.
Right? You were heartbroken at the fact that LA Knight is no longer the United States champion. Sheamus is still on the sideline, and he doesn't have the big one in order to become a true Grand Slam champion. Main event Jey Uso is on the upper echelon, and he hasn't gotten quite over to that main event spot yet.
Thank you.
But the good thing is we are not oversaturated with championship belts.
That's not true, but go ahead.
Come on, man. Come on. You almost agreed.
Here you go.
I almost got you to say amen. Come on now. Come on. Come on.
I mean, what do you want?
I just want you to agree. That's all. I just wanted an agreement. That's all.
You don't get an agreement from me from there. Sorry.
All right. So
but I hear what you're saying though.
The men's Royal Rumble is completely booked. We got a lot of folks that are already in the men's Rumble. Let me see if we can pull up a list here. Let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble. Who is in this Rumble?
Pull up the list.
All right, pull up the list.
I will say this though: for the last 2 years, the women's Royal Rumble, man, has been excellent. I love the women's Royal Rumbles. Like, you know what it is. I think with the women's Royal Rumble is the fact that because it's like the newer Rumble, at the same time, there's all this excitement with the women's Rumble. You feel like even them that go, the wrestlers themselves that wrestle in the women's Royal Rumble, they're excited to be there. You know what I'm saying? You could feel that energy. You could feel like their enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I love the women's Royal Rumble is awesome.
All right, here we go. I got the list. Let's run it up. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat And Chess, I'll ask you as well. If you think these people have an opportunity to win the Women's Royal Rumble, number one, Io Sky.
Possibly.
Okay. Ivy Nile.
Nope.
Absolutely no chance.
But she could get a good spot. Go.
Lyra Valkyria.
No.
Raquel
She has a belt.
Rodriguez.
Nope.
Okay. Liv Morgan.
Hey. Can never leave Liv out. And by the way, let's park for a second. Liv is doing some great work. I must say, I'm going to be honest. I didn't really look at Liv Morgan in a sense. But these last 2 years, man, Liv has really, took it up a notch, and really made me care.
Yeah.
And that's called a great wrestler. That, she's done great. And especially when they transitioned Rhea from Dom and she went to Dom and just became something, it just, I must say live on.
Liv must live on.
Yes.
Chris says Liv has a chance. Throwing up the thumbs up. Okay. All right. I see it. All right. Next person we got is Bianca Belair, the women's tag team champion.
Always have a chance.
Okay. All right. Naomi.
Nope.
Would that be the upset of the century if Naomi wins?
I would be surprised of the century, but yes, I'll say that. But I will say that even though in this Rumble, one thing about the Women's Rumble or the Royal Rumble period, storylines can get started, things can happen. So I feel like Naomi, even though she might not come out with the win, she could come up with a great storyline. And I'm going to just throw this out here, y'all. Remember, Jade Cargill is not back yet, but they said that she's training to come back. Now, you got to remember, Jade Cargill was the tag champ with Bianca before they put Naomi in there. If Jade makes the Royal Rumble, that can be something. You heard it first in the Wrestle Radio Show.
All right. So let me.
And that gives Jade the heel run that we want. We the fans want Jade as a heel.
I agree. We want Jade as a heel. But I just want to throw this out there. What if Naomi wins the Royal Rumble and turns complete heel? No more glow. She becomes the first lady of the Bloodline.
Oh. Hey.
How vicious would that be, man? How vicious would that be?
Hey. And then you put her with Nia Jax. Who's in the blood? Who's the family of the Bloodline now? Now we're starting something.
Is Nia Jax Bloodline?
Yes. She's in there.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
she's in there.
I'll give Tamina credit before I give Nia credit.
What I'm saying is though, well, she's in there. She's in there. So, but you gotta have a stable. So there you go. The Bloodline women, I'm not mad at that, man. Now, but hey, that would be great.
Nia Jax, she just had a championship match at Saturday Night's Main Event. And she's a former champion. Do you think she's winning the Royal Rumble?
I wouldn't mind seeing her win. Don't get me wrong, and I think she's strong enough to win. But probably in this juncture, like right now, where it looks like the storylines are going, probably not. I don't see her winning it. But, you still got a elimination chamber, right?
Still got an elimination chamber.
So you still have that, you know what I mean? But, shout out but Nia Jax has been my favorite in this last year. I have to say, since he's come back, you hear all these stories about she's unsaved, she's a horrible worker, yada, 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 yada. But I'm sorry, you have to admit, this Nia Jax, I truly am a fan of. I love her work.
I think Nia, she's grown on me recently. Like I used to feel very every time I saw Nia. It was like, okay, I'm bored. But I think she just needs the right producer, or she needs the right agent in order to really push where she's going.
Well, I think that she's been doing it since he's been back, and they've really been using her, and she's really been like supplying. Like she's been supplying. Like she's wrestled almost everybody. Think about it. She's wrestled on both shows, wrestled both champions. Come on, man. Like she's definitely like, you know, and she's about the only one true heel. That's a heel.
I'm loving these comments here. Christopher said, I'm waiting for Naomi to be revealed as the one that hit Jade.
Wow.
I think that's it. I think that's it. She's the best performer in WWE in my personal opinion. Naomi should definitely win. I agree.
Okay.
But
who else we got?
There's one other person that's hang on, let me run through these comments. Naomi, Nia, Dakota. Dakota Kai is definitely not winning the Rumble. Nope. She has zero chance. She needs to be next to Pure Fusion Collective. That's as much chance as she gets. Nia Jax has been one of the top performers in WWE since she's got back. We got to put some respect on her name.
I agree. 100%.
Put some respect on her name. Put some respect on her name.
Put some respect on her name, man.
Well, I mean, honestly, I know who's winning the Rumble.
Uh-oh.
I think Doc knows who's winning the Rumble. Guys,
who's winning the Rumble?
The Queen is going to win. ... I agree, Doc.
Well,
we can fantasy book all we want. Charlotte Flair has been announced to be coming back at the Royal Rumble. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, the Queen, as long as she's around, she's always has a chance to win.
She's won the Rumble before, so this would definitely be her second time.
I'm just saying, there's always a chance the Queen wins.
If anything, I think Charlotte comes back and goes 2-time. Wait, put that comment back up. And goes 2-time, even though I don't really want that to happen. Why don't you want that to happen?
Do we call Charlotte the greatest women's wrestler of all time?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Well, Charlotte wins. She's definitely picking Tiffany Stratton.
Wow.
Or could we do Rhea versus Charlotte too?
Hey,
I'm not mad at that. That's okay. I mean, I want to see Charlotte versus Tiffany, but I don't want Tiffany to lose just yet.
Let me interject. If Charlotte faces anyone, Charlotte's not going to win. So if she does face Tiffany,
wow,
this is Tiffany's moment. Understand what I'm saying? This is Tiffany's moment. You know, every champion has to have a match to define their reign. If Tiffany fights Charlotte at WrestleMania, that defines Tiffany's reign. You get what I'm saying? This will put Tiffany in that next level that we know she's going to be at anyway.
Wow.
And if Charlotte fights Rhea, I don't see Charlotte winning that either. Think about that. I don't see Charlotte winning that. So, not saying that I don't want the Queen to win, because I want the Queen to win, but I don't see a Rhea dropping the title to Charlotte. I just don't see it. But you know, the match is going to be great though, because it's Charlotte. You know, it's the Queen, man.
That's a bold prediction, Chess, to go against the Queen, especially with a new gimmick. She's coming in with something fresh. She's not coming in with, you know, the same old, like this is Charlotte. This is Charlotte.
Well, let me say this.
Ooh.
If Charlotte comes in to win,
you see this comment?
I can't see it.
You can't see the comments? Hang on.
No.
Put it back up. All right, it says no. This is coming from New Dimension JT. It says no, Charlotte has been champion enough. If she's not champion for another 10 years, it'll be too soon. Put it on somebody that's up and coming that deserves it. Wow. I don't know, y'all. I can't go against Charlotte, man. I used to. I used to say Charlotte couldn't do it. I used to say that, you know, it needs to be other people, but
that's right. He told me all. He used to tell me all the time. I'm surprised to hear him say it, to be honest.
I can't debate it anymore. Charlotte is the GOAT, and it's not even a Vince McMahon thing. She's legit it.
Can we almost say that we need to do a show on second and third generational talent? Can we say that Charlotte may be the best second generation wrestler?
Rock is a third generation, right?
Yeah, but I put all of that in the same, you know, I put all that in under the same, you know, under the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even thinking because Randy Orton, he's third generation. I got to think carefully before I say this because I'll get crucified for it in a couple weeks. But
got you. But yeah, I'll just say this:
I can say she's up there.
Being as though who Rick was. And now look who Charlotte is.
But that's the thing. This goes way beyond Rick at this point.
Listen, so understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. What I mean by the best generational talent is so for instance, like, I feel like Randy Orton superseded what Bob has done, right? His father. But I feel like Charlotte has lived up, or even Rick was the best when Rick was around. Rick was the number, you know, in most opinion, the number 2 or 3rd or 4th wrestler of all time, right?
Yeah.
In his era.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, do you think that Charlotte is the best second generational, third generational wrestler as far as popularity, height, career, on par with her fathers? That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
If not more.
Without,
you know, that's why I'm just, you know, but I mean, you know, but there's names to consider. So that's something that's parked there. Let's do a show on that. I think it'd be a great show to look at the talent and stuff like that. But anyway, who else is in the Rumble that we have?
I think that's the full list of people that are confirmed. Bailey.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
That was it. Charlotte. Y'all nailed it.
Okay. Cool. I think that, so there are going to be some surprises. I'm going to say one surprise that probably will show up is Jordynne Grace. I feel like she's going to show up again. She's a free agent.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
I agree with that.
Which is fine. Let's talk about, well, we could talk about this later, but the TNA and WWE NXT partnership. I'll say this, but the Women's Rumble, you know, we get some surprises. So I feel like, just as a prediction, I can see the TNA World Champion, the TNA Women's World Champion, showing up at the Rumble, Masha Slamovich. So just to give y'all some backstory, her and Cora Jade is like kind of going at it. Cora Jade, who's in NXT, so they're kind of going at it. So I can see Masha showing up at the Rumble, and I had one more in my head. I forgot. Wow, so that's why I should have wrote it down. But I see Masha showing up along with Jordynne Grace, and Jade could be coming back. That makes sense. You know, Jade could be coming back. That makes sense. It's another name, man. It slipped my mind. But anyway, we'll see, man, with the Rumble, the Women's Rumble, man. We always excited about the Women's Royal Rumble. And I think that, you know, if it starts out the show like it has the last 2 years, right? Didn't it start the show the last 2 or 3 years or something like that?
I feel like it's always a wild card. We got 2 out of 3 tag team match. I can see that happening too.
Okay.
I mean,
the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Versus DIY.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be.
Of course, it's gonna be a good. You know why?
Why?
Because the Motor City Machine Guns, bro. Sing.
I'm growing on it. You know, I'm not quite there yet. I mean, it's good storytelling.
Man, it's the Motor City Machine Guns. Let me tell you something. A lot of this, if you a lot of the way like wrestling is today, they kind of help champion that style of wrestling, if you want to say. Yeah. Like if you're familiar with AEW style of wrestling, the Motor City Machine Guns like kind of been around. So they kind of like help, you know, they've been around for that kind of style of wrestling. They kind of help shape that part of wrestling. So I'm kind of happy that they are in the WWE and kind of getting there, like, you know, they're just due, so to speak. I mean, it's at the end of their run, but, you know, I'm not mad at it, man, but they're good veteran workers. So, but anyway, I think it's going to be a great match. That might steal the Rumble. I can see that being the steal of the Rumble.
Yeah, that 2 out of 3 falls is going to be amazing. Get ready for some of your best wrestling. My only objection to the Royal Rumble this year is that it starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I don't know who's making that decision. 6 p.m. Way too early. Needs to be 7. 7 at the earliest. Unless it's the Royal Rumble. Unless it's WrestleMania.
Right.
All right. Let's run down the list of confirmed for men's Royal Rumble. We got Chad Gable. We got Cero Miedo, Penta, Logan Paul.
My man.
In the words of Greg Hamilton, Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, CM Punk, John Cena, LA Knight, and a host of surprises.
Wow.
What surprises are you looking for in the Royal Rumble this year?
I don't know, man. I would say with the new TNA partnership, even though the TNA partnership is with NXT, I definitely can see a TNA guy sneaking in the Rumble.
Okay.
One, it could be Frankie Kazarian, who's kind of been on NXT, is a veteran TNA guy, or I would love to see the TNA World Champion, Joe Hendry. He should be the one.
What'd you say?
I am Joe Hendry. Oh.
What'd you say? Huh?
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears. Where's the button? Oh, this is sad.
You missed it.
I missed the cue.
By the way, guys, if y'all listen to some of our older shows, anytime we say Joe Hendry, the music just kind of appears. I forgot to not mention that name. But anyway, I can see the TNA World Champion showing up. Also, though, there's one name that I did not mention, and that's Dolph Ziggler showing up for the Rumble. That would be a great thing. Showing up for the Rumble.
That'd be a hit.
You know,
it'd be great to see Mustafa Ali in the Rumble. Hey,
man, bro, I don't know if y'all seen his last run in TNA, but you must have to. It is great. I agree with you, man. Mustafa Ali, who's actually back in TNA now since the merger. He's back, by the way. Of course, he's back, but his man, who wouldn't want to see Mustafa Ali? But I definitely look forward to seeing Joe Hendry, either Joe Hendry, Dolph Ziggler. I'll tell you one name. I do got one name, and that guy's Matt Cardona.
He needs to be back in WWE.
And let me just say this: Matt Cardona is the man, bro. Do you understand what he has done this year? He's worked with every promotion, so the WWE appearance should be like the thing. He's worked with every promotion. He main evented. He worked with Ring of Honor, AEW. He worked with GCW. He just did something with TNA. It's crazy, man. Like Matt Cardona is the man, bro.
Yeah, he really is. I wouldn't be surprised to see JBL in the Rumble.
That's cool.
I'm not sure what happened when he was on Raw. What was it, last week? They had him on Raw, and it was like, what is he doing here? Who else do you guys in the chat? Who do you want to see in the Rumble? Throw it up in the chat. Fantasy.
While we getting the comments, y'all look at TNA. JBL's been appearing on TNA's television, clotheslining people for Joe Hendry. By the way, we're gonna leave that right there.
Doc said, "I think Uncle Howdy is pulling up to the Royal Rumble."
Hey,
Uncle Howdy needs some TV time. I'm just saying. It's been way too long since we've seen the Wyatt Six on WWE.
Right.
SmackDown, Raw, whatever you want to say. It's been too long. We need him back.
Right.
We need him back soon. Let me see who else we got here. All right. Here we go. Matt and Jeff might return at the Royal Rumble if they don't return at WrestleMania. It depends on how fast WWE is willing to pull the trigger on that, because I know they want to come back. I remember seeing that on the Chris Van Vliet podcast. Jeff Hardy did an interview with him, and he was talking about, they wanted to do some things. So good call out on that for sure. Definitely want the Hardys to come back. We need to see an ultimate deletion in WWE. Delete.
They got the producers there to do it.
Yeah, Jeremy Borash has been in the wings. It's a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff we can do. Speaking of the Rumble, and we also got some other news we wanted to tackle before we hit the button out of here. There was a promo on Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
The wise man, he showed up. This is what he had to say.
My name is Paul, and as irony would have it, I'm the one behind the one. And the one who represents WWE and the entire island of relevancy on the cover of WWA 2K25. There's 29 Roman Reigns wannabes in that locker room. They all want to be the tribal chief. They all want to be the biggest star in the industry. They go to bed at night. They get down on their hands and their knees, and they look up to the heavens above, and they say, please, dear God, let me be. Please, dear God, I want to be Roman Reigns.
You look kind of nervous, Paul. I'm the daddy of the Bloodline. I went to the main event of WrestleMania where I slayed the beast and won the world title. Your client, he sent you out to sea. Found Roman at a low time, got in his ear, harnessed all of his talent for evil. All I am looking for is a very simple thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew, but you're crowding me right now.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, please? Pretty please? Could you please tell your boy from Drew McIntyre, I'm going to target him. I'm going to beat him within an inch of his life, and I'm going to throw his lifeless carcass over the top rope. Can you do that for me?
I will pass your message on to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
I wasn't talking about Roman. I was talking about your boy, CM Punk.
Wow. Run.
So let's unpack something here,
Go for it.
which brings you back to my point. I'm glad you brought this promo up because one surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble could possibly be Brock Lesnar. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is the first time that I've heard them mention his name in such manner since the allegations and everything. So there's a lot to unpack here. And first of all, Drew said that I beat him, and which he did. And that's a way for Brock to come back and say, I need my revenge. But I thought this promo was excellent. I must say, Drew McIntyre, man, you are doing a phenomenal job. And call himself the daddy of the Bloodline. I bust out laughing.
Bro, took me out. Out.
But then he has a point.
He's not
because
wrong.
he's right.
When he said it, I was like, what? What are you talking about, Drew? I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Then he made his point.
He made his point, and it was valid.
And I said, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I was waiting I was waiting for Maury Povich to come out. When it comes to Roman Reigns,
and the Bloodline,
Jey Uso, Zelafot 2, who Chris thinks is showing up in the Rumble. When it comes to Jacob, Drew McIntyre, you are the father.
Right. Yo, I chose crazy. I said, what? Man, Drew McIntyre, Man, I'm sorry. This promo was excellent.
I gotta believe that Paul wrote that promo for him.
And for everyone,
Drew has dropped some amazing one-liners, but I'm saying this is Paul Heyman's bloody handprint all over this thing.
wow.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
And the ending was even better. When everyone thought he was talking about Roman Reigns, he said, no, I'm talking about CM Punk, because you know the hate that he has.
Notice the language that he used towards the end of that promo. He said, do me a favor. A lot of people skip over this. He said, do me a favor. Tell your boy that I'm going to throw his carcass out of the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Does Drew McIntyre have an inkling of what's going on? I don't know if you guys caught this, but Michael Cole said, make sure you guys tune into the Countdown show at 4 p.m. Hopefully you're not doing anything on a Saturday at 4 p.m. and watch the interview between Jackie Redmond and CM Punk, because he kind of gives some insight to what the favor is. Is he actually going to say it? Probably not. But there's going to be some kind of thread that if you pull at it just ever so slightly, it'll come back. You'll
hear what's happening.
It'll come back around. There's been a lot of seeds that have been planted along the storyline. Why did The Rock come back at Netflix and identify that he was the High Chief Sueli? Am I saying it right? Sayuli?
I can't pronounce it.
High Chief, whatever. My respects to the High Chief. Why did he come back and say that? Why did he come back in Atlanta and do the 1, 2, 3 slit of the throat? What did he put in Cody Rhodes' hand? Are all these things dead? Or are these seeds that are lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to be revealed? I'm seeing a lot of sleight of hand, like, hey, we want you to look at this right now. Hey, we want you to look at that right now. But keep in mind what's happening here in this climate right now.
Hey, let's talk about that favor. This is just this fantasy booking.
Mm-hmm.
But let's think about this for a minute. CM Punk is owed a favor. CM Punk cut a promo tonight, and let's just say that Roman wins the Rumble. And of course, Roman's going to say, I want to face Cody for the world title, right? At WrestleMania. We understand that. Cody versus Roman too. And all the way up until 2 weeks before the Rumble, CM Punk says, hey, remember that favor that you owe me.
It could be a triple threat.
No. He didn't want no triple threat. He won his favor. And his favor going to be, I need to take your place because I did you a favor by getting you the what they call it. Listen, now remember, his favor is a favor. And he has to use Paul Heyman to do it. It's his favor. Listen.
I'm not buying it.
I don't want no triple threat match.
I'm not buying it.
I want Punk's favor. Now listen, I'm not saying that Punk makes it out 100% clean. I'm just saying that his favor is he wants to be in the main event. Remember, he said that he wants the main event WrestleMania. He said it tonight. I'm just telling you. And if he doesn't win at the Rumble, he still has a wild card. He still has a wild card.
Let me tell you why.
Wait a minute, and it's owed to him, not just by Roman, but by the wise man.
Keep in mind, Roman Reigns is a master manipulator. There's some things that he will not do.
Okay.
Even if you think he's gonna do it, he's very good at letting you think that you have the upper hand on Roman Reigns. Just because it's a favorite, it's not a guarantee. It's not signed in paper. It's not signed in blood. He's not Bloodline. As much as Paul Heyman is the wise man, he's not Bloodline.
Wait. So, okay. Let's park that.
Okay.
He's not Bloodline. But now Heyman says, well, wait a minute, man. I've done this, I've done that, and I've gotten you through this. And you don't trust me. Now that brings a rift between Heyman and Roman Reigns. And someday they got to break up, by the way.
I don't know, man. We got another comment here.
Okay.
Shout out to
throwing it out there. That favorite's still there.
Comment says, shout out to the unrated MVP of this era, helping carry WWE from the pandemic to now, Drew McIntyre. They need to put the belt on him already. Who's your daddy? Clap, 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 clap. That clap, clap,
I'm
clap
the
is
pappy.
crazy.
I'm the pappy. When it comes to the bloodline, I'm the pappy.
Right. That's something that could go down the road. Roman Reigns versus Gunther. He becomes champion. Next up, Bloodline Hunter, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns.
Ha. Hey.
That'll sell tickets till SummerSlam. Book it. Let's do it.
And tell them to give me my money when it happens. Just give me some tickets. I'll take front row tickets.
Just give me my money. Just give me my money.
Just give me my money.
All right. I think that's all we got. I don't have anything else to add. This has been great.
Man, shout out to the people who tuned in to the YouTube live show. We thank y'all, man. We working on it.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell everybody who likes wrestling. I need you to have to do me one thing. Do me a favor, like and subscribe.
Hit the button. Turn on the bell.
Hey.
If you turn on the bell, you'll get a push notification on your device. It'll tell you when we're live, when we put new video content up. And,
please, guys, we need y'all. We need y'all support. We're just two regular guys who love wrestling and love talking about it.
That's the moral of the story. That's the whole thing. That's the post. This is the Wrestle Radio Show. We'll catch you guys after the Rumble.